What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Right now, as you can kind of see, currently hitting legs. I'm at my other gym. I feel like you guys barely ever see the other gym, but today we're trying a couple different things. Same as kind of usual, you know, go through, warm up. We're starting to be a little bit more functional now as we get a little bit closer. We're officially about 4 weeks out from the half, so super excited about that. But I'm trying to get more functional as I get closer to make sure that everything that I'm doing is only contributing to the goal right now. So started warming up glutes. I'm trying a new variation of a lunge, which I've kind of done my research on. Plus, you kind of put 1 and 2 together. When you elevate the back leg, it allows you to get a little bit more knee over toe, and it also stretches that top part of your opposite quad that's coming down. So, and then I'm purposely trying to rebound so that I can kind of force a little bit of explosive power out of like my forefoot. So it's so far so good. I like it a lot. It's pretty challenging. This definitely takes a lot away from like your glute and hamstring and really puts a lot of emphasis on the quad. So first time trying it, I like it a lot. We did hip thrusts, these, and we're gonna move into some squats and then probably some more glute, maybe some more hamstring variation. So, but so far so good. Can't really complain. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, I also picked up a new supplement because after this I have to run 4 miles. So this is a very realistic day in the life kind of video of a hybrid athlete. So not all of us have the time, but also, if I'm being honest, I wasn't disciplined this morning. I was supposed to get up and run 4 miles, so now I gotta do it. So we'll get it done though. Oy. Next, for quads, I picked safety bar squats. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it later. Oh my God, I can't even speak. But my legs are pretty sore right now. So today's Monday, on Saturday, I actually ran 9 miles. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to really record it because the weather's been pretty shitty here. So I had to run it on the treadmill. I posted a picture on my post. I'll probably just pop it up on the screen, but I decided that I would kind of take today by feel, and my legs are definitely still hurting a little bit. So I'm gonna take it light, not go super heavy, not too high volume. So remember, try to stay functional. We're trying to be smart, obviously, before this prep. So we're gonna do these, probably a couple more sets, and then we'll do some trap bar deadlifts, maybe something hamstring focused. And then I'm gonna talk to you guys about my running progression and how I'm changing things in my split and stuff like that while I'm on the treadmill, because I have a 4-mile recovery run, which I said earlier. So, but yeah, we're just gonna keep going. All right, so before somebody smart ass says, bro, that's not a trap bar deadlift, it's the closest thing. I may have a jinx, because I swear, you go back on every video I ever filmed in this gym, every time I say I'm gonna do something, it always gets taken. But so this is the closest thing, pretty much the same setup, same mechanics, that's all that really matters. So we're gonna work up on this. Squats, I think I only did like 3 sets, same weight. Got some volume in. I'm really just trying to focus on, like I said, like today's volume, recovery, functionality. So I'll probably go like 2 plates on this, 10, 15 reps, and then move on to the next thing. I'm starting my 4-mile recovery run. I actually wore my heart rate monitor today because ideally I want to make sure that I'm staying in zone 2, especially because I just hit a leg workout. Even though it wasn't that heavy, you know, I still got to make sure that I'm planning my training according to the goal and what I'm supposed to be doing. So if I had went too hard on legs and too hard on the run, it's going to hinder my recovery. And, you know, obviously in this case, this is a marathon, not a sprint. I just realized I wasn't even looking at the camera. But this is a marathon, not a sprint, you know? So we're trying to stay smart. I wanted to talk to you guys about some changes that I'm making to my program. So the biggest things, as you guys are going to see in the last video, I trained and tried my first fartlek workout, which was basically like a continuous interval style workout. So that's something that I'm probably going to be implementing. I'm going to be implementing likely another like slow run during the week. So instead of, 3 to 4, now we're going to be pushing consistently 4 to 5. So yeah, pushing consistently 4 to 5 runs. And as far as lifting goes, we've been making progress running, but I don't feel like our progress is being made in the gym. The gym is weird because it's always going to be like up or down. And sometimes you're going to feel really strong, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're going to look really good. And that's more sustainable, obviously, than strength. But I've been doing, up or lower, and I feel like I haven't really been progressing on any of my upper body lifts. If I have, it's been very slow, and I've been able to maintain strength. But ideally, where the goal is in the series is becoming an athlete. So we're trying to push past that. So as far as lifts go now, we're going to start doing more of like a bro style split because I want to focus on getting really good at different skills. And everything you do in exercise is a skill. Like running is a skill, bench press is a skill, pull-ups is a skill. And the more you practice it, the better you're going to get at it. Obviously, if you're implementing your rest and recovery and training frequency correctly. So in order to do that, I decided the bro split was probably going to be the best option for me because it allows me to focus more now on specific exercises, and then I can still break things up and focus on things that I want to focus on. Like I can do pull-ups still like 3 times a week because I'm trying to get my calisthenics better. So pull-ups and push-ups are something I can do more frequently, as well as like certain lifts, like, I want to get better at a shoulder press or like just get stronger in my back. And I just feel like my ability to gain and maintain muscle, if I'm only training upper twice a week, if I'm doing more of a bro split, it's basically the same thing, except I feel like I'd be able to hit everything a little bit harder and I can kind of just cycle it. So it'd be easier to train as often as I can. And then trying to, be more disciplined, because recently, like, yes, I show up and I do what I need to do, but like this is not something I should be doing right now. Ideally, you don't want to train or run right after your lift. I really don't think it matters, but it differs between like person to person, like it depends on your goals. And most of the information out there that you're going to see it's like bodybuilder information, but to some degree it's true. This is very taxing on my body. So being able to split it up and, run in the morning and lift at night is going to be way better for my longevity. And that's the goal. So, being a little bit more disciplined and consistent in the little things, because, I talked about how I changed my morning routine when I first started my YouTube channel. This is about a couple months ago, 2.5 months ago. And I felt like it really helped me turn my life around. And everything's been trending up. But recently, I found that, not waking up early as often, not hitting my morning runs, haven't been journaling and reading as often, my mind feels a little bit more cluttered. And it's been harder to really figure out, what I need to do. So I can stay consistent because at the end of the day, I understand the big tasks, but in order to stay on track, all those little things are gonna keep me where I need to be. So, you know, those are some changes that I'm making, even like with supplementing. So, you know, I was talking about it a little bit earlier on Saturdays. Today's like Monday, by the way, it's like 10 p.m. Yeah, it's like Monday, 10:30 p.m. On Saturday night at around 8:30, I ran 9 miles at the gym on the treadmill after work. And, you know, I had a Gatorade and some electrolytes, and I thought that would sustain me. But my problem was I started drinking it too early, and I didn't have enough. So I was done, and by about mile 6.5, and the same thing happened to me first time I ran 8 miles. It was around the same mileage marker. I started to feel like my body was running out of gas, but, you know, mentally I'm very strong, so I was able to maintain my pace. But why suffer if you don't have to, you know? For that run, I held probably like a 9:40 pace, and towards the last like 2.5 miles of that run, even though I was moving at the same speed, obviously as I was on the treadmill, that's how I know, I felt like I was dragging, my body felt really heavy. But, you know, obviously when it was done, I felt great. It's just that if I don't need to get to that level of fatigue, I won't. So learning how to feel properly, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, I went and picked up G1M by BPN, and I've also been using their electrolytes because I've noticed that as I've been running more, obviously the more activity, your body's gonna crave food. So my appetite has definitely increased, which has been phenomenal because my appetite has been at an all-time low over like the past like 5 months. So it's been really hard to keep my nutrition correct. Not necessarily that I'm eating the wrong things, just not eating enough of the right things. So having a carbohydrate supplement with electrolytes, and then having an electrolyte supplement, I've noticed just in the small amount of time taking it makes a huge difference. Like, and also now that I'm running a lot more, my body's getting used to it, it's getting warmer out, and now that my body's properly hydrated, I've noticed that I've actually started to sweat a lot more, which is abnormal. And that's how I know that I'm doing the right thing, because last year when I was really lean, probably pop up a picture here real quick in the video so you guys can see. At that, I was probably like 13% body fat there, and that's not really lean, but for somebody that's natural, I was getting there. And dude, I would get a pump doing anything, and I would sweat really easily. And I realized it's because at that time I was drinking like 2 gallons of water, and I was salting on my food. So I know I was properly hydrated. But these things are game changers, and learning how to fuel before my half marathon. And I've really been enjoying this process. You know, I've really been loving the process of running, the process of learning and transitioning into more of a athlete, or a hybrid athlete. I just like to call it an athlete because athletes are multidimensional. You know, the whole term athlete is surrounded by the fact that somebody is good at athletics, at physically using their body. Like, you could be, you know, if you're just good at one thing, you're not really an athlete. So that's the reason why the series obviously is called Becoming an Athlete. So, you know, I'm just really taking pride in trying to improve myself in all areas. But in order to do that, I need to make sure I'm eating enough, sleeping enough, training enough. And I need to be a little bit more strict. Like, even here, today is the exception because I'm at the gym late. So I probably will sleep a little bit more tomorrow, especially after a workout like this. But I shouldn't be at the gym at this time. You know, it's all about how you move about your day. You know, if I wake up earlier, I get my running earlier, I'm done my workout today earlier, I'm already home eating, and I'm in bed earlier. So it's really about not missing throughout the day. It literally starts from the beginning. You can't miss. You can't miss at any part of the day, because if you miss one thing, it affects everything. So, but that's my TED Talk for the day. I don't know how much of this is gonna make the cut, because I've been running for like 10 minutes, and I don't know how many of you guys are gonna wanna sit here and watch me run and talk. And my voice probably sounds super shaky. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I just hit 400 subs, which is super exciting. You know, we're growing slowly but surely. You know, just like my running progress, everything is moving slowly, and I'm very confident that if we stick with it, you know, over time we're going to continue to grow, and we're going to continue to get better, and everything is just going to peak at the same time. And there's going to be a day where, you know, I'm sitting there documenting me trying to run like a sub 3-hour marathon or something like that, and I'm going to be at 20,000 subscribers. So it's going to be cool to kind of see it all come together. But it's really all because of, you know, people taking the time to click and watch. So if you made it this far, thank you. Drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.